Hey, have you ever noticed that when you finally stop working, you actually feel worse? Like your body's tense, your heart's racing, and you start thinking about everything you didn't do? Well, you're not crazy and you're definitely not lazy. This is your nervous system. I actually just got off a call with a client who runs multiple businesses, and what we discovered is the reason he couldn't relax wasn't his mindset, it was his biology. His system was wired to see rest as danger, not safety. And until you rewire this pattern, no amount of meditation, vacations, or a good Netflix series is going to help. In this video, I'm going to show you why your nervous system fights rest and how to train it in just 10 minutes a day. Sound good? Let's jump in. So why your nervous system won't let you relax, even when you're exhausted. So let's break this down. Here's what's actually happening when you can't relax. Your nervous system's job isn't to make you happy, it's to keep you safe. It constantly scans for threat, not physical danger anymore, but perceived danger, judgment, failure, rejection, loss of control. It's important to remember that not physical danger anymore. In the past, that was a lion, that was a tiger, right? But now these things, judgment, failure, rejection, loss of control, that's our new tiger. And so all of those things that it perceives, and this is the key word here, perceives is dangerous, will activate your nervous system. And so for a lot of people, especially high achievers, safety got linked to motion. So what does that mean? As long as they stay in motion, they'll be safe. Somewhere along the way, you learned, if I perform, I'm okay. If I produce, I'm safe. And if I stop, I might get in trouble, let someone down, or lose momentum. Your body built a feedback loop around movement. The moment you stop, the safety signal disappears and your body panics. Your brain floods with your stress hormones, not because something's wrong, but because it's confused. Stillness feels foreign, unfamiliar, unsafe. Remember, your body will always default to what it knows over what it doesn't know, even if what it knows is detrimental to you long term. Like, gotta get that. And so it's important to understand this is not weakness necessarily. It's just wiring. It's how your nervous system is wired. It's biology doing exactly what it's designed to do, protect you from what it perceives as danger. The problem is your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a tiger chasing you and a quiet afternoon with no tasks left to do. It just knows one thing: motion means survival. The Ferrari brain pattern. High performers share a particular wiring: high conscientiousness, high extroversion, and high compassion. Now, these three things right here is something that I recommend everybody take the Big 5 personality trait assessment. You can go to understandmyself.com. Jordan Peterson does a great job of breaking down these Big 5 personality traits: conscientiousness, extroversion, compassion, agreeableness, etc. And it's good to understand how your brain works. And this, I know there's a lot of personality tests out there, trait tests. This Big 5 trait test is the only one that's actually backed by real science and data. A lot of the other ones are pseudoscience. They're looking more at trends, but there's no actual data in science that backs up any of their claims. So I would recommend understandmyself.com, and I would take that one. I have all my clients take it as part of my assessment process. But what this particular assessment will tell you is if you're high conscientiousness, that basically means you're disciplined, focused, and self-driven. Like your brain orients to the world in that way. High extroversion thrives on progress and connection. And then this high compassion, right? Like you wouldn't think that one would be in there necessarily, right? But a lot of the people that I work with, high compassion, it means they deeply care about outcomes and people. And what does that mean? It means they don't want to let people down, right? And so a combination of these three things, are super, super powerful. It's a beautiful design, powerful, capable, unstoppable when directed well. But the same combination creates what I call the Ferrari nervous system. It's built for speed, and for output and for pressure. But even a Ferrari can't run at top speed without overheating. And that just means if you have a Ferrari engine, you need a little bit more maintenance, okay? You got to really make sure you're doing things to counteract this high-performing vehicle. So here's the trap. When your body's in constant motion, it's not just chasing goals, it's chasing safety. Please get that, write that down, highlight it. It's not about, your nervous system isn't trying to get more done. It's trying to feel safe by getting more things done, but it never works. So when you slow down, your nervous system loses its anchor, right? It's orienting to motion as its safety because there's no feedback, basically. There's no data, no productivity, no performance to prove you're still safe. The body interprets this as a threat. You don't feel off because you're weak. You feel off because your nervous system only recognizes one form of safety, and that's being in motion. Relaxation doesn't feel peaceful. It feels dangerous. This is why many people, when they relax, they have to have a beer. They have to have a glass of wine because sitting still is actually very difficult when you have a nervous system that's wired this way. And so it's like, I can sit still, but I need a glass of wine. I need a beer. I need something to take the edge off is exactly how people will describe it. And none of this means that you're broken. It means that your biology's loyalty is to survival, not serenity. Okay, and this is what we have to adjust. We have to change. So what's the root cause of this? The root cause is it safe to be me? Okay, so this is where it goes deeper and where most stress conversations stop short. Your nervous system doesn't learn safety in adulthood. It learns it in childhood. It's shaped long before you ever had words for what you were feeling. If, when you were young, expressing emotions brought disapproval, if resting or being still made you seem lazy or unproductive, if love or validation only came when you were achieving, then your body learned that authenticity, which is being still, being soft, and being you, wasn't safe. You had to be someone other than who you were. Because when you express emotions authentically, and it's like, oh, that's disapproved, well, then you have to disconnect from those communications. And this is when you start to opt in for other people's agendas so you can be accepted. And what happens is you learn to perform instead of pause, to manage instead of feel, to regulate through motion, not through rest. And now the same program runs quietly in the background every day of your adult life because you're using the same nervous system that was developed as a child as you are as an adult, unless you calibrate it. When things feel uncertain, you move faster. When anxiety rises, you double down on control. When you finally stop, your body screams danger, this is the moment where glass of wine, a beer, a scotch, anything to take the edge off. It's not that you can't relax, it's that your system never learned that relaxation equals safety. That's the key right there. Big star. This is why chronic stress isn't just about workload. It's about identity. It's not your schedule that's overloaded. It's your sense of self. So what do we do about this? The reconnection process. So how do you change it? The first step isn't about doing something different. It's about understanding why it's happening. All right, I'm going to circle that guy because this changes the game, everybody. When you actually understand why it's happening. Most people are chasing symptoms. They're not getting to the root cause. You can't think your way into peace. You can't reason with a body that doesn't feel safe. Your nervous system is pattern-based. It only relaxes when it recognizes familiar signals of safety. Connection, control, predictability, and acceptance. That's what it's looking for, to know that things are safe. For most people, these signals got hijacked by performance. So all of these things got replaced by performance. So this goes out the window, and now my only orientation or reference point to feeling safe is performing and moving. So the work isn't about relaxing harder, right? It's about reintroducing your body to safety without needing achievement to earn it, right? We don't have to earn it. It's okay to just Take some time and get connected to yourself for no other reason besides that. But this is why stillness feels so uncomfortable. You're asking your system to trust something it doesn't believe is safe. And one of the ways it's uncomfortable for people when they sit still and do nothing is they have body aches, body pains. Right? That's very common. Something that I get a lot of my clients will come and tell me that they have pain in their body. When they sit still, or they're only aware of pain in their body when they're still or at night lying in bed. That's the only time the nervous system's able to communicate that. And until you understand that every attempt to relax will feel like a failure, and this is all the different things people, I can't tell you, I was known as the last resort when I had my clinic out in LA. People would come to me and they've already tried 20 other things. But the consistent thing is the 20 things they've tried were all symptoms. Nobody was addressing the root because there's not really a lot of people out there that know how to assess what the root is. Consistency, not intensity, is what reprograms the pattern, right? And that's so counterintuitive to the way we're wired, or if you're one of these high performers that you're wired, like everything you've accomplished was through intensity. So you just feel like, well, I guess the way to calm down is through intensity. It's like, nope, it's the exact opposite. It's consistency. Every time you slow down on purpose and remind your body, I'm safe, you start to rewrite that code. This isn't self-care, it's system repair. So the conclusion here. Here's the truth. You don't have a stress problem. You have a safety problem. All right? I'm going to highlight that one because, boy, do we need to hear that again. You don't have a... Ooh, that's not a highlighter. I'm going to underline that one because that is so important to understand, that you don't have a stress problem, you have a safety problem. Your body isn't sabotaging you, it's protecting you. You own the only way it knows how, okay? And so these symptoms you're having is not, a lot of times the symptoms are being blamed as the problem. And the symptoms aren't the problem. The symptoms are the messages. That tension in your chest, the racing thoughts at night, the restlessness when you try to slow down, these aren't malfunctions. They're not the problem. They're the messages. It's the body saying, I don't feel safe yet. Once you get this, once you understand this, everything changes. You stop trying to fix yourself and you start listening, you start reconnecting. Peace isn't found by escaping pressure. It's found in teaching your body that it's safe, even when the world is still moving. So here's what I want you to do next. Comment below and tell me your biggest struggle with stress. When does it hit you hardest? What situation or thoughts trigger it most? I personally read and reply to every comment, and I'll share one insight that you can apply right away to begin shifting that pattern. And if you're ready to go deeper, book a consult. Together we'll map your nervous system, uncover where safety was lost, and begin the process of rewiring it step by step. Because peace isn't about doing less. It's about finally feeling safe to stop.